Welcome to Frequency Matters, the RF Microwave Update series. I'm Pat Hindle, and I'm here with my co-host, Del Pearson. In this episode, we're going to cover our June Aerospace and Defense Electronics Supplement. Our cover feature for the supplement is applications of RF over fiber technology in defense and civilian markets, and that's contributed by RF Optic. And the article highlights the key advantages of RF over fiber technology, which include good signal integrity, immunity to electromagnetic interference, high bandwidth capacity, reduced size and weight, environmental resistance, and enhanced security. So Del, what do we have for the other technical features?
In this supplement, we have technical articles from Northrop Grumman and Aerospace Corporation. The Northrop article is an application note titled Quick Triage Strategy for Troubleshooting AESA TR Modules and Test Stations. It's rich with information on the drivers behind the study and the methodology used, as well as an in-depth analysis of results. If you like troubleshooting via Smith charts, this is the article for you. The article from Aerospace Corporation is titled International Spectrum Supportability for Software-Defined Radios and is part 1 of 2. So this part 1 addresses the importance of SDRs in an increasingly connected world and provides an update on where we currently stand. And part 2 is slated for the September supplement, so stay tuned for the follow-up.
And so we had 2 product features. The first one is a liquid-cooled SSPA for SATCOM uplinks from Empower RF. And the other was a surface mount millimeter wave block converter with digital control from Spectrum Control. And I wanted to mention that Mini Circuits has introduced several new models to its SSG series of portable signal generators with new capability to support more test and measurement applications. And these recent releases include X and C-band models in both single and dual channel designs. And all the models deliver a dynamic range of -55 to +23 dBm and offer CW, pulsed AM, FM, and chirp modulation options, as well as automated sweep and hop frequencies over frequency and power. And the dual channel models are capable of coherent and non-coherent operation with 360 degrees of phase control. They are computer controlled via USB, Ethernet, or power over Ethernet interfaces. The generators can also be daisy-chained and connected to control multiple modules on one control line, and they feature compact housings with an LCD display, making them a portable, space-efficient solution from bench to field or easily integrated into any system. Del, what do we have for tech briefs?
We had 3 tech briefs in the supplement. They're all very different technologies this time. So we have fiber optic cable assemblies for harsh environments from Pasternak. Solid-state amplifier operates to 3,000 watts from Exodus Advanced Communications, and MOSFETs and ICs enabling mission-critical systems from Infineon. These 3 products are all available for high-rel applications. And that's the bulk of the June supplement. So Pat, can you fill us in on the news?
Yeah, and turning to the news, I saw that Yole Group announced the latest status of semiconductor foundry industry report, and it offers a comprehensive view into the sector, which is undergoing a big transformation, as we've all seen. The analysis highlights how the global semiconductor supply chain remains highly fragmented, and it's increasingly vulnerable to geopolitical tensions. Since the U.S. has launched a semiconductor-focused trade war, mainland China has revamped up its efforts to build self-sufficient domestic ecosystem. And in response, governments worldwide have launched significant subsidy programs to relocalize and fortify their semiconductor infrastructure. So while American semiconductors companies account for 57% of the global wafer demand, we only control about 10% of the foundry capacity locally. So this is why they passed the CHIPS Act, and we're trying to reshore that IC production to the U.S. like many other countries are doing. And I also saw the June 2025 Ericsson Mobility Report has very bullish on fixed wireless access, as more than half of the global CSPs with fixed wireless access offerings now include speed-based options, and that's up 40% from the same period of June 2024. Fixed wireless access is projected to account for more than 35% of the new fixed broadband connections, with an expected increase to 350 million by the end of 2030. On the 5G subscription side, the June 2025 EMR forecasts subscriptions to top 2.9 billion globally by the end of 2025, and about a third of these are of all the mobile subscriptions. The 5G subscription forecast for the end of 2030 remains at 6.3 billion, and the 5G networks handle 35% of the global mobile traffic by the end of 2024, with forecasts expecting the figure to top 80% by the end of 2030. And then we'll be on to 6G. So, Del, how about you for news?
In the news this week, I saw that Keysight and NTT broke a world record for data rate achieved in the 300 gigahertz band. Using Keysight's VCA and NTT's J-band indium phosphide-based power amplifier, they achieved 280 gigabits per second. This is a notable achievement given the complexities of amplifying and managing distortion at these levels and underscores the industry's dedication to advancing 6G and its related technologies. Another news piece that caught my eye was the new multi-instrument lab for engineering experimentation from Emerson called the Analog Discovery Studio Max. It integrates 14 different test instruments into one device to allow students to design and test circuits without needing access to complicated test equipment. As we see an increase in remote learning and growing concern for the workforce pipeline, this is a really good way to increase accessibility. But I think the biggest news the past 2 weeks was IMS, so Pat, can you give us an update?
Yeah, we just returned from IMS and we published our huge wrap-up article covering all the companies that we visited in the exhibition. We have a picture gallery and about 30 videos covering the exhibition, both interviews and demos. The exhibition had less companies than last year's, but still over 500, so quite significant. And the traffic seemed good, but I did expect it to be a little bit better in San Francisco, which typically sets a new record for attendance. We had to see what the numbers are, but should be coming out soon. The big news there it was Rohde & Schwarz released the first coherent two-port signal and spectrum analyzer, and this enables cross-correlation and has a wide band filters that can improve those measurements. It has a massive 4 gigahertz of bandwidth for each port. Another impressive thing I saw was the Virginia Diodes had a 1-watt amplifier covering the entire D-band, and plus they partnered with Keysight to develop a full vector component characterization system covering 330 to 500 gigahertz. And so staying with the high frequency theme, I also saw that Aerospace was showing a 4-sector W-band transmitter, and each sector provides 4 watts of output power. And they assembled this from their own standard components, which is pretty amazing. And I also went to Mixed Signal Devices, and their latest timing portfolio includes devices that deliver femtosecond level jitter with plus or minus 20 ppm thermal stability, and their programmable configuration in compact CMOS packages. So really looking forward to their technology, and we hope to cover some of that in some technical articles because it's pretty amazing stuff. Del, what about you for IMS?
Yeah, IMS was a wonderfully busy week. We covered a lot of ground. Marquee Microwave continues to add to their product lines, launching a new family of mimic gallium arsenide switches and introducing a new connectorized bullet housing that's transferable to many of their bare die products. I also visited Menlo Micro, who launched a few new products built off their cornerstone Ideal switch. They introduced an 80 gigabit per second high-speed differential loopback switch and announced a co-development with Mini Circuits on an SP4T switch for SATCOM switching, antenna line feeds, and high-volume production testing. Teledyne also hosted a variety of interesting demos, and Teledyne LabTech shared a variety of white papers on PCB manufacturing. Really, though, the highlight of the show for me was meeting all of our authors and readers in person and reconnecting with the industry. It's always such a productive and positive week, and I look forward to seeing what technologies and editorial content comes out of it. I think that wraps up this episode. Our sponsor is Mini Circuits. From communications networks and critical national security systems to life-saving diagnostic imaging, quantum computing, and much more, Mini Circuits supports the world's most innovative companies in building a faster, smarter, more connected future with the power of RF, microwave, and millimeter wave technology. And also remember, as a member of the industry, a subscription to Microwave Journal is free, so visit our site and subscribe today if you're not already a reader. Please give us a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching this episode of Frequency Matters.